All right, let's get into it. Today, we're diving into a fascinating clash of ideas, two totally different ways to think about building a life you actually love. In one corner, you've got the steady, dedicated craftsman who believes in honing a skill to perfection. And in the other, the clever, strategic designer who's all about engineering a great life. Two paths, one big goal, finding fulfillment in your career. So, which one is right for you? Let's figure it out. But first, we have to talk about the problem, right? And that's the piece of advice we have all heard a million times. Just follow your passion. You know, for a lot of us, that's led to nothing but frustration, confusion, and honestly, a ton of anxiety about our careers. And this right here just flies in the face of all that conventional wisdom. The author Cal Newport argues that follow your passion isn't just a little flawed, it's completely backward. When he looked at people who truly loved their work, he found that most of them didn't start out with some burning, pre-existing passion. Nope, they built it, slowly, over time. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If that North Star we've been told to follow our whole lives is just a mirage, then how in the world are we supposed to navigate our careers? Well, today, we're gonna unpack two very different but super compelling answers to that exact question. Okay, so let's look at our first path, the way of the craftsman. This whole philosophy argues that the key isn't about finding the perfect job, it's about how you approach the work you're already doing. It's a shift from searching for something perfect to building something valuable. And you can see the huge mental shift right here. The passion mindset is all about me, me, me. It's asking what the world can give you, which, let's be honest, often leads to disappointment. But the craftsman mindset, it flips that script entirely. It asks, what can I give? What value can I create? And the fulfillment, the passion, well, that comes later, as a natural result of getting really, really good at something useful. Which brings us to this crucial idea, career capital. Just think of it like currency for your career. The more rare and valuable skills you develop, the more capital you build up. And then you can spend that capital to buy the things that make a job great, like more freedom, more impact, and way more control over your life. So how do you actually build that capital? You do it through something Newport calls deliberate practice. And this is not about just putting in 10,000 hours on autopilot. No way. It's about constantly pushing yourself just past your comfort zone, getting instant feedback on what's working and what isn't, and being absolutely obsessed with quality over quantity. That's how you get so good they can't ignore you. All right, now let's do a complete 180 and look at a totally different philosophy. This is the path of the designer, which was made famous by Tim Ferriss. This approach isn't about mastering your job. It's about designing a life where the very role of work is fundamentally changed. The whole designer philosophy really hinges on this, the 80-20 principle. The idea is that a tiny fraction of what you do, we're talking like 20%, is probably creating almost all of your important results. So the designer's first big move, identify that vital 20% and then ruthlessly get rid of everything else. It all kicks off with the D in Ferriss's DEAL framework, which stands for definition. This is all about throwing out that old plan of working for 40 years to save all the good stuff for retirement. Instead, you define your dream lifestyle right now and start sprinkling these mini retirements, like 1 to 6 month adventures, throughout your life. Then you move on to E, elimination. This is where you take that 80-20 rule and apply it to, well, everything. Your tasks, your clients, even the news you consume. The goal here is to just cut out all the unproductive noise so you can focus only on what truly matters, which frees up a shocking amount of your time. Next up is A for automation. The big idea here is to build what Ferriss calls a muse. This is a business, usually something online, that's specifically designed to run itself. By outsourcing things like shipping or customer service, you create a system, a machine that makes money for you without you having to be there. And finally, we get to L for liberation. This is the grand prize. Once you have an automated income, you're no longer chained to a desk, an office, or even a city. You see, for the designer, the real currency isn't money, it's time and mobility. It's freedom. Okay, so we've just looked at two completely different blueprints for building a fulfilling life. One is about mastering your career from the inside out, and the other is about designing your career right out of your life. So let's put them side by side and see how they stack up.
I mean, when you look at it like this, the differences are just so clear. The craftsman wants to love what they do by becoming a master. The designer wants to stop doing what they dislike by becoming incredibly efficient. Their views on freedom and their timelines, they're polar opposites. One is a patient marathon of mastery, and the other is an all-out sprint to liberation.
You see, for the craftsman, freedom isn't where you start. It's the prize you get at the end. You have to patiently put in the work, build up your skills, save up that career capital, and then and only then do you get to cash it in for more control over your life and your work.
But for the designer, freedom is the whole point, right from day one. Ferriss basically says, why wait? It's not some far-off reward you earn after decades of grinding it out. It's a lifestyle you can start engineering for yourself right here, right now.
So after seeing these two powerful philosophies go head-to-head, what's the big takeaway for you? I mean, which of these paths really speaks to you?
Because at the end of the day, this really isn't about picking a winner. It's about understanding the amazing gift that each philosophy offers. The craftsman gives you this solid, time-tested road to finding deep, lasting fulfillment through real mastery. And the designer? The designer gives you a radical blueprint for grabbing freedom and efficiency and building a life completely on your own terms.
And that's really the question we want to leave you with. It kind of reframes this whole conversation about what it means to be happy in your career. Are you going to be the one who builds your skills until you're indispensable? Or are you the one who's going to design your escape? It's not just about what you do for a living anymore, it's about how you choose to live.